July 28, 2025. The date marked a significant turning point, one that would be remembered in the annals of geopolitical history. The Mar-a-Lago office was tense. A palpable sense of unease filled the air as aides exchanged worried glances, aware that the news they had just received would not sit well with their boss. Former President Donald Trump slammed the phone down, his face twisted in anger. His dreams of securing a monumental deal for the United States had just been shattered. The news was clear. Greenland had awarded a massive mining contract, not to the US, but to a Canadian company. This was a blow not just to Trump, but to the entire nation. Trump had envisioned American companies extracting Greenland's rare minerals, securing his legacy and America's supply chains. These minerals were crucial for the future of technology and defense. Instead, the prize slipped away, snatched by Canada and the EU. The handshake between Canadian and EU representatives symbolized a new alliance that excluded the US. It felt like a personal and national betrayal, a blow to the America First narrative he championed. The disappointment was palpable among his supporters, who had believed in his vision. Trump had pressured Denmark, floated tariffs, and mobilized allies, but it wasn't enough. His aggressive tactics had failed to secure the deal. The Canadians, with EU backing, had outmaneuvered him, securing resources vital for defense and green tech. This was a strategic win for him, reshaping the balance of power in the Arctic. This deal redrew the Arctic's economic map, creating a new axis of power that excluded the US. The implications were far-reaching, affecting global trade routes and alliances. The phone call was blunt. The deal was done. There was no room for negotiation. Also, the decision was final. The Arctic's future was being decided without him. The region, rich in untapped resources, was now under the control of new players, reshaping the global order. Greenland, the world's largest island, is no longer just a remote outpost on the map. Once seen as a frozen wilderness, it's now emerging as one of the most strategically important places on Earth. Beneath its icy surface lies a treasure chest of critical minerals, resources that the world is scrambling to secure. Hidden under Greenland's vast ice sheet are rare earth elements, uranium, copper, gold, and graphite. These minerals are the backbone of modern technology, powering everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to advanced defense systems and renewable energy infrastructure. As the Arctic ice recedes due to climate change, more of these valuable resources are being revealed, making Greenland a new frontier for mining and exploration. The landscape is changing rapidly, and with it, the opportunities and risks are multiplying. Major world powers are now turning their attention northward. Greenland has become a key piece on the global geopolitical chessboard, with countries like the United States, China, Canada, and Denmark all vying for influence and access to its resources. Molybdenum, at the heart of a recent Canadian mining deal, is essential for producing high-strength steel and building the energy infrastructure of tomorrow. Its unique properties make it indispensable for everything from pipelines to wind turbines. Meanwhile, lithium and graphite are in high demand for batteries that power electric vehicles and store renewable energy. As the world shifts toward greener technologies, these minerals are becoming more valuable than ever. Whoever controls the supply of these minerals will shape the future of global technology and even national security. The race to secure Greenland's resources is intensifying, with far-reaching consequences. For Greenland's 57,000 residents, mining offers the promise of economic transformation. Revenues from mineral extraction will pave the way for greater independence from Denmark, funding schools, healthcare, and infrastructure that could change daily life for generations. But this opportunity comes with a heavy cost. Mining threatens the fragile Arctic environment, putting unique wildlife and pristine landscapes at risk. The balance between development and conservation has never been delicate. Greenland's leaders now face tough choices. They must weigh the promise of prosperity against the need to protect their planet's natural beauty. The Malmbjerg project, a massive molybdenum deposit, was awarded to Toronto-based Greenland Resources Inc. in June 2025. This wasn't just business, it was a geopolitical masterstroke. Forging a Canada-Greenland-EU alliance and sidelining the US molybdenum is essential for military and industrial strength. The mine could supply a quarter of Europe's needs, securing EU industry for decades. Canada's quiet diplomacy and partnership with Europe paid off, locking in supply chains and boosting its Arctic influence. The US was left watching as Canada and the EU redefined the region's power dynamics. Sometimes alliances, not threats, win the day. Trump's vision for Greenland was clear, secure critical minerals, assert US dominance, and break free from Chinese supply chains. He pressured Denmark, floated tariffs, and tried to open Greenland's mining sector to American firms. But the Malmbjerg deal slipped away. The US pivoted to the Tanbreez rare earth project, hoping to counter China's dominance. Wall Street and Washington poured resources into the effort. Yet, Greenland and Europe charted their own course, prioritizing their interests over American demands. The dream of exclusive US access was shattered. Now America is just one of many players in the Arctic race. The era of dictating terms is over. While the US made noise, the EU quietly secured its future. The Malmbjerg deal was the result of years of planning for strategic autonomy, reducing reliance on China and Russia. The European Raw Material Alliance backed the project, offering financial support and guaranteed buyers. This partnership, built on mutual benefit, contrasted sharply with America's aggressive tactics. The EU is building resilient, transparent supply chains with trusted partners like Canada and Greenland. By securing molybdenum from friendly sources, Europe strengthened both its industry and security. Quiet strategy, not bluster, reshaped the Arctic's future. China's dominance in critical minerals is unmatched. It produces 40% of the world's molybdenum, a metal essential for strengthening steel and powering modern industry. This isn't just about raw materials, it's about control over the building blocks of the future. From electronics to renewable energy, these minerals are the backbone of global progress. China also controls the lion's share of rare earths, a group of elements vital for everything from smartphones to electric vehicles and advanced military technology. Its grip on these resources gives it enormous leverage over the world's supply chains. In 2025, China weaponized this power, imposing strict export controls on key minerals. The move was a calculated response to rising geopolitical tensions, and it sent a clear message. Access to these resources could no longer be taken for granted. The announcement sent shockwaves through global markets. Prices soared overnight, companies scrambled to secure supplies, and governments realized just how vulnerable they were to supply disruptions. The West scrambled for alternatives, accelerating deals in Greenland, a region rich in untapped mineral reserves. Suddenly, the icy island became a hotbed of international interest and competition. The US pushed for the Tanbreez project, seeking to secure a stable supply of rare earths. Meanwhile, the EU backed the Malmbjerg mine, hoping to reduce its own dependence on Chinese minerals. Every ton mined in Greenland weakens China's leverage just a little more, shifting the balance of power in this high-stakes resource race. The Arctic is now a front in the economic Cold War, where nations compete not just for territory, but for the resources that will shape the next century. Greenland must navigate a delicate path between Western partners and China, balancing the promise of economic opportunity with the risks of becoming a pawn in a global power struggle. Its decisions ripple far beyond its icy shores, reaching capitals from Nuuk to Beijing, Russian polar vessels, and influencing the strategies of the world's most powerful nations. The stakes are nothing less than global power and the future of technology itself. Whoever controls these minerals will shape the world's next chapter. In this global chess game, every move matters, and the world is watching each one unfold. Greenland's deal with Canada and the EU marks a new era in Arctic geopolitics. A fresh alliance is emerging, one that values responsible development and independence from superpower pressure. Canada steps up as a transatlantic bridge. The EU flexes its economic muscle, Greenland gains influence. The US faces a more competitive, multipolar Arctic. China's ambitions now meet a coordinated Western bloc. This partnership, built on shared values, sets new standards for Arctic development. The US must adapt. Persuasion, not pressure, is the new currency. The Arctic's melting ice is revealing not just resources, but new alliances. The balance of power is shifting north. For Greenlanders, mining is the path to independence. Resource wealth could end reliance on Denmark's annual grant and fund a sovereign future. Leaders like Prime Minister Nielsen welcome Western investment, but not at any cost. Strict environmental standards are non-negotiable. Mining could transform public services, create jobs, and keep young people at home. But rapid change brings risks, social tensions, environmental threats, and economic volatility. Greenland's challenge is to ensure mining benefits all without sacrificing its land or culture. The choices made now will define Greenland's destiny. Greenland's mining deal is more than business. It's a turning point in global resource politics. It signals the rise of resource diplomacy and the growing power of smaller nations. The US was outmaneuvered by a quieter, more collaborative approach. The world is shifting to multipolar competition, where alliances matter more than ever. Greenland's story is one of independence, new alliances, and the delicate balance between progress and preservation. The real significance lies in the quiet moves that are redrawing the map of global influence. The future is being forged in the Arctic's melting ice.